Alright boys, and possibly that one girl watching this video, today we're going to be breaking down 7 gameplay habits that are secretly holding you back in Black Ops 7, and this has nothing to do with your settings, nothing to do with your aim, nothing to do with your sensitivities. Most players think that losing gunfights is because of the mechanics and settings that they set, but in reality, these small decisions you make every single match are way more important. Fix these 7 habits and suddenly your gunfights are going to feel a lot easier, you're going to stop dying instantly, and you start controlling the pace of every single match, even if you're playing solo. So first up, let's start with over-rotating. You spawn into a game and you start pushing up and you want to just get to the enemies as fast as possible, so you're just going, you're running through the middle here, whatever. You get caught out in the open. There's a dude right here, there's a dude up here, there's a dude over here, there's even dudes up here already ready to just shoot you. There's a dude coming out this way. You're way caught out in the open, right? That is something you do not want to do. And then every time you spawn, you start going the same way. You start pushing out this way and just trying to get to the enemies as quickly as possible. Don't do that, guys. Play slow. Let the enemies come to you. That is one thing that separates a lot of beginners or a lot of players with an average KD to a lot of players with a super high KD. You ever watch new gameplay? They're always just chilling in one area, they get a few kills, and then they leave, but they never push out where their teammates aren't. If your team keeps spawning here, don't go all the way out there. Don't go all the way out here. Let the enemies come to you. Hold some nasty little head glitches and let them just push you. Like, this is a really bad spot. You might be hidden here, but there's too many places enemies could come from that you just can't react fast enough. At number 2, I want to talk about taking bad fights, all right? There's something that a lot of people do, and they think that they have to take every single gunfight they see. I'm going to recommend don't do this because it's going to cause you to lose a lot of gunfights, cause you to bring your KD down a lot, all right? So some common fights that include losing are something like you challenge someone who already shot you first. If he shot you first and you already ran behind a wall, don't push back out. He already shot you. He knows where you're at. He already weakened you. Get out of there. Or you swing at someone who's on a nasty head glitch. You try to push them off that head glitch, but they're so on it that you only see their forehead. That's another gunfight you want to take. Or you push an uphill gunfight, or somebody in the top window or something that you just seriously can't see this dude at all. Don't go for it. Or you ego challenge because you're annoyed that somebody shot at you and now you're weak. You're at 10 health, he's at 100 health. You try to push back out and drop him. It's not going to work. Here's some things that you should do instead. You should break their aim assist by strafing around everywhere. If somebody's up here in this window and stuff, you don't want to just stand behind this head glitch and shoot him. He's still going to see so much of your body because he has a height advantage. Instead, you want to just slide, maybe slide again, do something, drop shot, do anything you can just to make yourself a harder target to hit, and strafe left and right, and you have a better chance of winning that gunfight. It looks dumb because you're out in the open, but if you could do it while behind here too, shoot, get behind the wall, shoot, get back behind the wall, you'll win a lot more. Another thing is you want to play off cover all the time. This is cover right here. This is somewhere where enemies will have a hard time shooting you. If you play like this and then you push out like that and slide behind here and start getting people again, as long as you're behind cover, you're going to be really hard to hit. Even the corner of a wall isn't too bad if you're in a gunfight with someone there. As long as you make yourself a hard target to hit, you will win a lot more gunfights. And if you do want to ego challenge someone, let's say I'm running here, he shoots me, and then I get to cover, I hide. I didn't mean to jump over that. I get to cover and I hide. Let him come to you, or you push him when you want. If you're fully healed, now you could go and push him this way. He'll have a very hard time hitting you here instead. Or just play really, really smart, guys. You just got to think like that. Now, before we continue, let's take a quick break, and this video is sponsored by No Lag VPN. If you never tried a VPN in gaming, guys, here's what it actually does for you in a legitimate way. It forces you to use the best ping possible in games, which is great. It stops your internet service provider from throttling your connection during peak hours, which they are known to do. It also gives you a more stable route to certain servers, so this is going to be really good if you want to fight back against skill-based matchmaking. Treyarch said skill-based matchmaking is not in. People have done testing, and it's proven to be in. Well, you can use this right here, and it's going to put the actual connection over skill-based matchmaking. Right now, No Lag VPN is offering 77% off, which is insane. It's crazy, and you can install this on any system in under 5 minutes. Just pick a server, hit connect, and you're good to go. They even have a section built into their software right now where you could choose the most updated meta class setups for Black Ops 7, and super useful in between matches. If you want to get it right now for a limited time, only 77% off. The link is in the description below. Huge thanks to No Lag VPN for supporting the channel. All right, back to the breakdown, because the next tip is a big one players never actually think about. And for this one, I'm gonna have to go back to spawn to show you something. You never go to the heat or the hot parts of a map early enough to dictate the rest of the game. So let's say you spawn here, you either have a route where you always go left, you always go right, maybe you always go this way here, and you always stick to it. Well, if you're in a lobby and you know exactly where the players are gonna be, exactly where the enemies are, or where you think they're gonna be, because you never know at the beginning of the game, you wanna push there before they get there. Hold out your knife, and we're gonna say the right side of the map is going to be the hot part now, right? You want to stay somewhere like this right here. You don't have to push further. They're going to be pushing this way. They're going to be trying to rush to you, and now you're behind a nasty Heglitch. You could knock them all out, kill a couple of them, and then once they respawn and stuff, maybe come out here to the mid and go under this tank and wait for people to start crossing this way, go back this way because they're going to start coming here again, go prone and pick them all off. And then that's when you want to rotate to another section of the map. If you could dictate the game at the beginning and start getting your streaks right away, that's going to be way better in terms for you guys to actually win and for your KD to go up. And you could even push up to like here if you want. This is not too bad if you want to get people off while they're pushing in here, but they will have an advantage. They do have a head glitch, you don't. But that's when you could do stuff like be a little cheeky. I didn't mean to do that. Oh my god, I'm dead. Oh, 7.7 seconds left. You can lie down here or something and do what you got to do. Another thing is you're still playing this game like it's an older Call of Duty, all right? You don't want to do that as well. This is like movement, visibility, time to kill. Everything's different. If you're just running around the map, sprinting like this and not having a worry in the world, and you're just going fa la 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 la, you're turning corners still sprinting and stuff, you're turning this corner still sprinting and stuff, and then you're coming here and sprinting, you're playing this game completely wrong, okay? You do not want to start turning corners like that. There's a head glitch on almost every single corner. I'm going to show this to you guys, all right? What I would do is I would go here and get on the little heady, try to like scan this area. You see no one, go like this. You see no one, you're still on the head glitch, and then you can move out. You could even slide just in case you think someone's there. Slide into this little head glitch here and try to get people off if they're camping in this area. And another thing is there's another head glitch right here that you guys could take. Really, really nice. There's even one right here you guys could take. Slide around the corners. Watch this. There's a window up there as well, so you want to scan the whole area quickly, slide out, and then shoot people this way, and you could slide and go straight into a prone to make yourself really hard to hit. And this is going to win you way more gunfights than just going fa la 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 like a headless chicken, all right? Don't do that. That might have been good in like 2018, but you cannot move around like that anymore. Okay, so I might have lied. I said there was going to be no settings in this video, but I do got to talk about one settings that has nothing to do with aiming, and that is audio settings, all right, guys? You probably are playing with your audio settings set completely wrong, and there's not much you need to change, let's be honest, all right? So go into here, and if you could put gameplay music volume down to 0, go ahead and do it. Dialogue volume could be at 0 as well, and cinematic music volume could all be at 0. You don't need these up. The reason I have them up is because I record videos and they do sound pretty good, but I put it to the lowest that my recording will actually pick it up in video and still hear it and stuff. So that's what I'm going to play at. You do not need these up. Effects volume, this is what you want high. This is grenades going off. This is gunshots. This is footsteps. This is all of that. You want this set to 100, and your master game volume obviously set to 100 as well. After that, I have enhanced headphone mode on. I don't think it's good. I'm going to turn it off. I actually don't think it's as good as a lot of people say it is, but it does help you hear more background noise, like a train going off or birds chirping and stuff. That's what I noticed with this, but if you want to turn it on, go ahead. If you want to turn it off, it doesn't really matter either, all right? The audio mix, I'm going to recommend Sucker Punch if you're playing with a headset. This is probably the best one. A lot of people are thinking Bass Boost is still good. Sucker Punch is even stronger, all right? This is going to put those footsteps deep into your ears. It's going to put those gunshots, all of that's going to be really nice. Make sure you're playing with that, and if you could play with a headset, make sure you're doing that as well. And the last one I want to talk about is to turn on reduced tinnitus sound. All right, this is really good if there's grenades going off. You're playing on a small map. You don't want to hear the grenades going off so much. You don't want to hear the concussions or the smokes or anything. You don't want to hear all those things, the stun grenades. This is going to lower that a lot and put the footstep volume louder than it. So you could definitely do this even if you don't have tinnitus. And that's just going to help you guys hear everything. Like these trash flies. I hear them, but I don't see them. Oh, there's one. At tip number 6, you don't adjust properly after dying, all right? You're going to die. It happens, all right? It's Call of Duty. There's death everywhere. It's just the way the game plays, all right? It's an arcade shooter. Everyone's going to die multiple times a game unless you're godly and you're really good. But when you respawn, you don't want to run back to the same place you just died, and this is what I call seeking revenge, all right? This is something you do not want to do. If someone kills you, that's fine. Move on. Get away. If someone kills you twice, especially, get away. You could go back for him the first time. You could seek revenge the first time, but if he keeps getting you, there's no point in returning there because he's going to drop you easily. Instead, what you want to do is rotate to the other side of the map. You're going to eventually get him. You want to flank a little deeper. So if you notice that the right side of the map is heavy, there's a lot of gunfights there, you want to push to the left. Push smart. Don't just run like a hellish chicken. Like I said, slide, hold head glitches, push it that way, and go there. You want to change your elevation if you can. If you could get the high ground, make sure you do that at all times as well. And you also want to target different lanes. You don't want to just stick to the same route every single time you play a map, and then the whole entire game you're in that same route. You want to learn different routes, play better, and you will be so much better as well. Now, the last one that I want to talk about over at tip number 7 is you do not play with a streaking mindset. All right, this is something that you need to do. You have score streaks on. Look at me right there. I got my care package, I got my pistol, I forget the name of it, and I got my dog. All right, those are something that I'm gonna be trying to get every single game. Now I could put higher stuff because I could earn them, but if you can't earn stuff that are higher, this might be a good setup for you. If you can't earn the dog every second game, then maybe you shouldn't be playing with the dog on, and you should drop your streaks a little until you consistently earn them. Now this is something you want to do. You want to instantly reposition after you get a few kills so that you could get these streaks. You want to check the flank. If there's no teammates on this side of the map, you want to come here and make sure there's no enemies. Make sure there's no enemies trying to hang out anywhere. This is where you want to be for a second. Once you make sure no one's there and you got teammates running in that direction, now you come back here, drop a few more people, do what you got to do. All right, you got to control the lobby. You got to be the anchor as well, and that's what I like to be a lot when I play these games. I do like to push, but once you push, you reset the spawns. The enemies can start flipping. Now they can start coming there, and then you're still caught out in the open here, and then they all push behind you and drop you anyways. You want to be the anchor. Hold down this part of the map, and even if you're standing right here, for example, your teammates will still all be spawning right there. So it's really nice to be the anchor. You don't have to stay in spawn the whole time. I'm in the middle of the map here, but I'm still holding down spawn points, which is something you want to do. And you want to rotate every single time in cover, all right? I'm not going to sit here and try to get to that point of the map by crossing this huge street right here like this, not knowing if there's enemies coming here. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stay here, kill a few people, look this direction, make sure there's no one, slide out of there, and get to cover this way. And then I'm going to hold this head glitch for a second, make sure there's nobody there, slide and aim down sights, make sure there's nobody here, and now I'm on this side of the map, which is good. This is where I want to get. Now I could choose. Maybe I'll come straight out here, I'll look, make sure nobody's coming. I could come straight out here, or I could just go upstairs as well instead, which I think is pretty good. And this way you could actually scan the whole area and make sure nobody's coming, and then you got a height advantage if people are trying to come out here. Now this is a bad spot because if I'm standing here trying to get somebody in this area, someone could just drop me easily from there. Someone could come out of here and drop me as well. So not really the best spot, but you just got to think as you're playing. And that's 7 gameplay habits holding you back in Black Ops 7, and none of this has to do with your aim whatsoever. So make sure that you guys are cleaning this up a couple of times. Make sure you're doing good, you're doing different things instantly, all that kind of stuff. Drop a like on this video if it helps. Subscribe for more Black Ops 7 breakdowns, and check out No Like VPN below for 77% off. Now, if you do want help with your aiming, make sure to click this video on screen right here, where I'm going to talk about the best aiming tips and settings for you guys to play a lot better. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.